Podcast City Network. Interviewing all your favorite deathmatch superstars. 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 Deathmatch Russell. Deathmatch Russell. Deathmatch Russell. Deathmatch Russell.
And good evening, everybody. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell podcast. My guest tonight, we're going to be talking to pro wrestling manager Benjamin King and see what he's all about and much, much more, fans. Let's talk wrestling. Tune in right now. Benjamin, you're on the line. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. Hello? Just knocked out. How about now? You hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. Okay.
Loud and clear. Okay. How's it going, brother?
Good. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. Just another long drive.
Another long drive. Always the long drive.
Yeah, I'm always in my car nowadays.
You could live in the car.
Well, I mean, with a blanket and a polo and my radio, I could probably live in here, yeah.
You could survive.
Just fine. Just a little bit.
Yes. Just not.
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good for, what is it, Friday night? I think it's Friday night.
Man, 1st of November. I cannot wait for the Sunday so I can get that extra hour of sleep that I don't ever get.
There you go. So anyway, why do we have a feedback? I'm getting like an echo feedback.
Getting a little bit of an echo? My bad. Not really sure.
Turn your...
You sound fine. I'm at the button.
Yep. There we go. How about now?
Sounds good.
Okay, there you go. Try it. But, let's get the show on the road. So anyway, so you're a part of the Monster Factory, I think, aren't you?
That I am.
How long have you been with them?
Since August of 2018. Started out there. Dealt with some bumps, so to speak. But been there for a little over a year now, and I can't really find myself anywhere else anymore.
No, because you're a manager and that's what you do.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I came in there full-fledged, only wanting to be a wrestler, didn't have an idea of anything else. And then a little mishap occurred with me outside the factory, caused me to not be able to wrestle right away. So I took the role of manager and do some coaching and stuff like that. I'm just on the rise now. It's like doing whatever I can to better myself and help those I work with, both opponents and those I team up with.
And who are you currently managing right now? So we know and the fans know.
Depends on the promotion.
Really?
So at the Monster Factory, I'm aligned with the Prowl, which is Hyena Hex, Hussein Jafar, and Tiger Watson. And outside the factory, such as Triple WA, I've been working with Royal Money, Travis Jacobs, and the Notorious Mimi. They call themselves, along with me, the Division.
Ooh, I like that.
And pretty much no matter which way we go, I got really strong, dominant people on both sides of me.
And they have titles? Tag team titles?
So outside the factory, Royal Money and Travis Jacobs do not have titles of any particular company yet.
Ooh.
But at the factory, they go by Money is Inevitable.
Yeah.
And they are the current MFPW Tag Team Champions.
Shout out to them for winning.
Say again?
Shout out to them for winning.
Yeah, man, they've been dominant since they got it. They faced a lot of really cool people since then, such as Bull James, Homicide, and coming up on November 9th at the Turkey Slam, they're going up against Coast to Coast, which is another very respectable team out there.
Yeah, and also the Dr. Carl Martin, also his tag team he has there. I know he talks a lot about them all the time.
Yeah, with Unstable. Yeah,
yes.
That's me and the Prowl are going to be going up against the November 9th show. And Unstable has Congo and Rico De La Vega with them. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup.
We'll save some comments. We'll have save something for later, so you could say something to Carl, and towards the end. You know how last words.
Of course, man.
Got it, right? That's the way to do it, and then he'll jump on it. And next time he'll come back on because he's always welcome back on. But anyway, so you've been in the business since how long have you been? What got you into wrestling in general?
So when I was a kid, it was my grandfather. I used to sit back and watch wrestling with him. He started watching it, then he got me involved around the time of. Just around the time Stone Cold became Stone Cold at King of the Ring when he beat Jake the Snake. And I remember sitting down, watching that promo he cut, and the whole Austin 316, and I just fell in love with it. And I think I fell in love with more of the flavor, like the promos and the creative, than the actual wrestling in the beginning. But as time goes on, I fell in love with everything. And then there was a certain point where I stopped actually really enjoying wrestling. I fell out of it. I didn't like where it was leading, and I just kind of stepped aside. And then my son started watching wrestling because I would still pop on Monday Night Raw. I might not watch it. I might be sitting there playing Fallout. But then he started watching, and I remember this one night I'm lying in bed. My son climbs in there. He wants to hang out with me. And he looks on the TV, and he sees Bobby Lashley. And he goes, "Dad, you're a wrestler." And my first response to that was, "Dang, man. At least come on."
Right, yeah.
Let me have a little bit more, flavor to myself. Bobby Lashley's a hell of an athlete.
Yeah.
But I just never saw, character in him. But, it was a light up my son, seeing me so excited. And seeing, the idea of me being a wrestler to him.
Right.
So, I turned to him and I was like, "Do you want to see Dad be a wrestler? You want to see me do this?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got super excited." So I called up Danny Cage.
Yeah.
And I asked him, "What do I have to do?" And his only words to me was, "Show up with $500 to put down."
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the story writes itself, man. I stepped in there, and after a month or two, I was like, "I don't know if this is for me." I took a few weeks off, and then I came back and continued forward.
And then became a manager and enjoy what you do because it's a fun atmosphere and the fans love you. You get the ones that love you, and you get the ones that hate you.
Man, I got hate mail before.
Really?
A kid literally handed me a letter that said that I'm a bad guy.
Oh my gosh.
Those are the only words that I got.
Right.
But I literally have that on my wall in my house.
Oh, that's funny.
Because it was the first thing a fan ever gave me.
Yeah.
And it was the thing that I look at every day, just going, "Wow, I'm actually influential, and this is real." I mean, don't get me wrong, I still have "You're a Bad Guy" literally hanging over my bedside, but
yeah.
I don't lose sleep over it.
No, that's crazy. No, it's always you always like to heckle the grandmas, grandmas and grandpas, and families just love to get into it,
Yeah, man, it's an environment like no other. Because football, soccer, all those major league sports, fans love them. They're in it. Professional wrestling, you're right there during a show.
Who are your teams?
They're bringing you into the show.
Who do you like? Who's your teams? I'm the Eagles fan. I'm a Phillies fan.
Okay. So, for anybody listening, I apologize,
Uh-oh.
but I'm a New York Giants fan.
All right.
I apologize because we have a horrible season and I cannot really talk about them that much.
Right.
As a baseball fan, I'm a Phillies fan.
All right. Shout out to that.
Give myself a little good gracious.
Yes. Yes.
And then I'm also a Blackhawks fan for hockey.
Well, a Flyers fan, of course. I have to mingle in all three teams.
And I'm just not a basketball guy. Never was.
You know what? My cousins are, because they played in school, and they got go places and do things.
Yeah. It was just like I was never a guy of tennis, and basketball just reminded me of tennis, where it's like back and forth, and nothing really happening.
Well,
like, I'm a contact sport guy.
I cannot bash on tennis because my cousin is actually on a tennis team, on the pro team.
Well, I'll let you have the shine with your family with that one.
Nah.
I won't bash your cousin.
Yeah, Vanderway, yes.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Congrats to them.
I know. But, yeah. Fame and fortune, right?
Yeah, man.
But
It's like professional wrestling is so much different.
it is.
Like, people look at it, and they're like, oh, it's all fake and stuff like that. And like, they really don't realize, like, it's not so as fake as people believe. Like, that mat is unforgiven. It does not care if you weigh 100 pounds or if you weigh 300 pounds. It's going to hurt you regardless.
Absolutely. You take that bump. People, actually have had injuries outside the ring, and I'm sure you noticed that. That happens a lot, and it's scary.
It is. It's a scary feeling because, like, that's your livelihood, just like any sport. So you hurt yourself, you're shelled for like 6 weeks even, and
I know.
you just feel like sitting down, going, "Wow, I'm not contributing to my life."
It's like you ever see it's always shown on YouTube, like they're on the side of the apron, on that hard part of the apron, and my God, when they hit that, sometimes they don't know, You're like, damn.
Darby Allin doing the coffin drop onto the apron at Double or Nothing scared the hell out of me. Because, like, that was his spine. That man's crazy. Like, I love watching everything he does. That man's crazy.
He is. But they're all crazy in the business, but they do what they do. It's like Dean Ambrose. Moxley, excuse me.
Hey, man, you know what? He might be going by John Moxley now, but he'll always be Dean Ambrose to people that watch WWE.
Yeah. Yeah, but
it's like yeah, sure, it might be Pac or Pac or whatever he wants to call himself, but he's still Neville to everybody that watched WWE.
Yeah,
because that's what we got. It's kind of like Robert Downey Jr. No matter who they put in the suit of Iron Man, he's always going to be Tony Stark.
Yeah, like Dustin, Dustin Rhodes. Come on, like
Dustin Rhodes. It's Dustin Rhodes, but we know him as Goldust.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It does. It's a strange path.
So yeah, like, back on the subject, my son was actually the one that got me into wrestling. I signed up, and Danny's been showing me a lot of stuff, and I give a shout out to a whole lot of factory guys. Travis Jacobs, Royal Money, Getty Cahoon. Like, storyline aside, like, these guys, they know what they're doing, and they're teaching us everything that they know, and they're still learning, but they have a lot to offer. And it's really nice to be able to do something and then ask for their critique and get honest with critiques at that. So, like, it's really kind of cool. It's a cool experience because, like, I've been to a few other companies, and the factory, it's like a family. Like, yeah, you got people that like to butt heads and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, we got each other's back.
Absolutely.
And that's the best feeling that I could ever have because, like, I love my family, but the factory felt more like a family than some of the family that I've actually had, which is crazy to say.
What was your first match you ever, like, managed there when you first started?
It was a factory camp show match. It was in May, and I managed Jafar, and we went up against Bobby Buffet, who was also at the factory. and it was honestly nerve-wracking up until I left the curtain.
Yeah. Cause you,
like, I was nervous in the back.
Sweating.
I was trying not to forget anything. And then as soon as I walked through that curtain,
the red light was on.
It was like I literally went to a whole other personality. And I just enjoyed myself. And then I went to the back, and Danny came up to me. He's like, all right, this is what you need to work on. And that's what I worked on. And you literally saw in June a complete alter of the character with all the mistakes that he pointed out that I started learning how to fix.
Yeah.
And I do that every show that I finish. I walk up to Danny and I go, what can I do next? What did you think? And he'll critique me and tell me what I should do. And I'll start going up to other guys like Ricky Reyes and asking him, and he'll critique me and tell me what I have to do. And I'll just keep trying to learn because at the end of the day, professional wrestling is athletes who act. It's athletes who know what they're doing in the ring, but also need to know how to talk. And right now, I need to learn how to talk before I know how to walk.
The promos are where it's at too. That's the learning tree too.
It's scary.
It is.
There's a lot of rules to it.
And you're still probably learning. What are you learning right now?
I'm learning how to condense what I say. Make every word that I say count. And not to stutter so much.
Yeah.
How to eliminate like the words like and and stuff like that. You know how people talk? Like try to eliminate those, because for every time you say like, you are eliminating a word you could place in there, or a moment of silence to let the crowd soak it in.
It's like a podcast. See, I have to let you talk and let me stop,
Hey man, if you need to tell me to just, shut up.
No.
Turn off my phone.
No. I mean, like, you know why?
I know what you mean.
Because I used to do that all the time at podcasts. I would just jump right in and talk while they're talking, I was like, oh, this is horrible. But then my friends give you the tips.
Passionate.
Yes.
You're passionate about what you're doing, just like I'm passionate about what I'm doing. So there's times where you have stuff you want to say, I'll have stuff I want to say, and we'll clash. But at the end of the day, those who are listening, they understand. When you're passionate about something, you could talk for hours about it.
Oh, you can. I mean, I've had podcasts that gone like probably 2 hours almost one time.
Truth be told, man, like right before I called, that you called me.
Yeah.
I was on the phone with Royal Money for 2.5 hours. Like, we were just talking, and first it was about wrestling, then it was about training, and then it was about Chick-fil-A. It's just how it works, man. We talk about anything.
You got it.
It's a cool feeling. You get a lot of family out of this.
You do, and friends.
And real quick on the subject of friends, I would like to make a shout-out to a few people, if that's okay with you.
Oh, you want to save it for now, or save it for that? Hey, you can do it. Go ahead.
I want to take a shout-out to Joe Hale.
Good old Joe.
Brian Waters. And I want to take a shout-out to all my family at the Monster Factory, and my family at Triple WA, and my family at CRW. All you guys have helped me learn more about myself and what my capabilities are.
Yes, I want to say. Also, want to say shout out to CRW. They're trying to get their name out there too, and I've been working with them along for a couple days now. I have had a couple podcasts with the owner, and I'm working on a couple more with the staff.
Yeah, they're all good people, man. Like, I've talked to Jim at CRW, Dino at Triple WA, obviously Danny Cage, and honestly, December, there's a chance I might be bringing some people over to DAWG. I'm in talks with them. We don't know. We'll see what happens. But they make the call. And it's just another promotion that I would love to represent and continue to let this industry grow further than it's ever been.
You got to let it grow.
Elevate it.
Got to. It's like a seed, You got to keep on growing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a business we all love.
It is. And,
it's a business that we need to keep growing.
All right, speaking of managers, All right, we're gonna go back. Pop. Who are your favorite managers of all times?
That's rough.
That's a roughie. I know. I like to throw old school questions in. I like the old stuff. You gotta throw it in there if people don't.
Out of current managers now,
Right.
I would have to say Paul Heyman. Like
Always Paul.
everything that comes out of that man's mouth is money. Like he made a man such as Brock Lesnar.
Sorry, I had to do it.
It's all good. He made him bigger. Like his voice helped that man's career become even bigger than it could have already been.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect him for that. Best manager to watch would probably have to be Zelina Vega with Andrade.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just because of her appearance, but it's because her reactions and her involvement really make me invested in the match. Because it's like, is she gonna she'll do a hurricanrana to the opponent that Andrade is facing, and it's like it could come out of nowhere, and you never know if it's gonna happen or not.
Mm-hmm.
But her reactions alone tell the tale. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be a manager that's taught me a lot, and this is a shout out to Ricky Reyes for advising that I look into him more and study his ways. It's J.J. Dillon.
JJ. I just shook his hand a couple weeks back at the CZW show.
Yeah, I've been studying his work, and between him and the Brain, they're the ones that are helping influence a lot of my character and just how my mannerisms are, and how I'm trying to learn to talk. Like I was cutting a J.J. Dillon promo over and over again, trying to get the feel of his mannerisms, and then I found myself falling into his accent.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even speak that way, but I'm sitting there wow, I got a real Southern accent all of a sudden.
Yeah, you could pick up an accent anywhere. It's really strange. It's like you're.
But yeah, there's so many managers out there, and truthfully, managers don't get much
Respect.
respect.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
A lot of people just see the wrestlers, and they're like, these are the stars, but if you think about it, Paul Heyman helped CM Punk become CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Heyman helped RVD become RVD.
Paul Heyman.
Zelina Vega helped Andrade become Andrade.
Just think, Paul Heyman was an entrepreneur, and he invested in ECW, and he ran that for how long? Jeez.
He ran it up all the way to the day it died.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where the athletes who know how to talk, they're going to go far in this business. But managers are there for those athletes who are still learning their voice, who don't know how to talk. And it's also, we're here to build a story.
Absolutely.
Because, for me, I'm going to pull I believe it was the July show, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, it was one of our camp shows, and that one I believe was in July.
Mm-hmm.
And it was July or August, but I grabbed the guy, pulled him out of the ring, and I clocked him in the face.
Oof.
And I pulled the referee and clocked him in the face, and it was the first time that I got to do a strike.
Mm-hmm.
But it added to the story.
Mm-hmm.
And it was such a great feeling seeing how the crowd reacted.
Because your adrenaline's in high rush, and you're just ready for the fans' reactions to see what's going to happen next. Till the next show.
It's great.
Till the next show and the next show and the next show.
It's one of the things I fell in love with wrestling was controversy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you right now, when they were talking about general managers and stuff for Raw and SmackDown, I'm sitting there going, let Paul Heyman be Raw, let Eric Bischoff be SmackDown,
mm-hmm.
and let them both be underneath Vince McMahon as the chairman, and really bet that clash.
Mm-hmm.
Because those three are some of the most controversial figures in our industry.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that never happened.
No.
It was more of a backstage thing that occurred, but it was still a cool factor because of that.
Yeah. WWE has gone so many ways now. It's,
I'll be honest,
yeah.
and this is not a shot at any brand or company.
No.
NXT is probably the strongest
division that they
when
have.
it comes to storytelling right now.
Yeah.
Athleticism is a tie between AEW and NXT.
You're right.
And it's just, and the only thing is that I actually have a lot of faith in AEW. I think it's actually going to be the next big thing.
It is.
But I think they just need to find their traction, man.
Keep
That's
on.
the only thing.
Yep. Let's
keep
just
hitting the ground till the traction hits.
It's
and
like
when it does, they're going to be a titan.
That's what I tell people. You know, you have to I tell everyone, you just gotta wait till it's just right, and you know, you don't see the matches that they have now with all the guys that are gonna, you know, they're gonna throw other new guys in.
Well, NXT already had the story going for them,
Mm-hmm.
so they were already a leg ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So AEW is now learning how to pace themselves. Like this past Wednesday was the first time we really saw segments.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dean Ambrose going into Tony Khan's office.
Yeah.
And like prior to that, when Cody Rhodes and Jericho had a contract signing, it's like those are the moments that draw the fans further in. I think the WWE, Raw, and SmackDown do too many segments.
Mm-hmm.
But again, AEW is a wrestling company. Raw and SmackDown entertainment.
And it's hot, and we like it.
Yeah, so
it's catching our eye.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you got to choose what you're looking for in this business. Are you looking for a story? Are you looking for in-ring telling?
I mean, I have, of course, you know who, like, I'm friends with a lot of the wrestlers who've gone over there. Like, you know,
Yeah.
Joey Janela. Like, I always tell the story. I was 16, he's 16 years old. I used to go to his shows when he was 16, you know? Sitting there and selling tickets and then wrestling.
Man, I was at the Philadelphia AEW show for Dynamite, and I was there as a fan.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the first time that I went with a few of my friends, and I went there. It was the first time I have felt like a fan for professional wrestling.
Because you can have fun. Because you have fun. It was just to see what's going on and to see the big.
And it was just a really cool feeling.
The lights and the smoke and the, you know.
Yeah, like at this point now, it's like now we have an amazing setup at the Monster Factory.
Yes, you do. I like how they always show that on the camera angles. It looks pretty good.
We need more lasers. I've seen more lasers now. I want more lasers.
Mm-hmm. So Brian gets more Danny gets some more lasers in there.
I need more lasers. I want so many lasers that the fans can't see me till I'm in the ring, and even then I'm a blur.
Then you'll have to come on in a neon suit or something.
I want fans to all have to wear sunglasses when I come out.
We'll get like a glow stick outfit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like the DJ, what's his name? Oh gosh, DJ, you know who I'm talking about? Oh gosh.
DJ Z?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's so many guys, man, making their name.
No, honestly, man, it was one of the hardest matches to ever root for as a fan with an NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And it was when Velveteen Dream went up against Matthew Riddle.
Mm-hmm.
It was so hard for me because Velveteen Dream was honestly the one thing in NXT that kept my attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just his way, how he works, how he talks, all of it just made me entertained.
And like Kofi Kingston, you know, as well.
Yeah,
guys
it's
like
just like there's a mannerism about them. But Matthew Riddle, I've only got to meet him one time. It was very short. It was like all 5 minutes. But the guy just had a really relaxed vibe about him that I was like, cool, this guy's a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see him out there, and obviously he's a factory alumni.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was really I was split down the middle because as a fan, I'm rooting for Dream, but as a factory guy, I'm rooting for Riddle.
Yeah.
So at the end of the night, I was happy regardless of who came out victorious.
I met Riddle a couple times, I think. I can't remember. First time I actually met him was at a Game Changer wrestling show.
That's cool.
Right in Howell Township. man. But yeah, I miss.
It's just growing, man.
He is.
It's grown to a whole nother level that I don't think anybody would have ever thought about this 30 years ago, that the business would have gotten to where it's at now.
And look at Ring of Honor, where it was. Ring of Honor still is where it's at, too. Cannot forget about Ring of Honor, you know.
It's standing tall, man. It's one of those brands that people sometimes forget, but then they remind you very quickly that they're still alive.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Same with Impact Wrestling.
Yes.
Like another brand who people thought just faded off, and then boom, they're back in the picture.
Mm-hmm. With their current champion right now, Sami Callihan. You know?
Yeah, that match was insane.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to watch people grow like this, and being there, like when Punishment Martinez or now Damian Priest.
Mm-hmm.
When I first showed up to the factory, he had a lot of wisdom to share with everybody. But I remember walking right up to him to shake his hand, and I was scared. Like, he literally made me think to myself, like, wow, I just don't want to say the wrong thing or anything like that, because not only still starstruck, but the man is a very intimidating presence of a man.
Mm-hmm.
But once you talk to him, like really get to talk to him, he's probably one of the most relaxed guys you will ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
If he likes you.
That's good. That's good. I know.
But he's honest. Like, he's not one of those people that will sugarcoat things and say, like, oh, you'll be fine, don't worry about it. He'll tell you exactly what you did wrong, but he doesn't make you feel like an idiot when you do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I respect that. He came back and visited once, I want to say a couple months ago, when NXT was in town. He came by the factory to check up on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it really, it was really nice to get to hear how he explained stuff and how he broke things down and told people what they need to do, what they need to work on, stuff like that. So it was really kind of a cool experience.
Mm-hmm. That's like that QT Marshall, you know, like how he was in AEW and behind the scenes, and then he's wrestling again. You know, it's great.
I'm not gonna lie. I've only heard a lot of things about QT, a lot of positive stuff, especially from Royal Money.
Yeah. And
I've never met the man. Always wanted to.
Yeah.
Just never got to meet him. So when I saw him show up on
the last
Wednesday for the 6-man tag, I got excited. I was like, "Oh, I finally get to see the guy
wrestle
who I've been told about, who's phenomenal
Ring of Honor star, Ring of Honor talent that was really used a lot, and you know."
And it frustrated me so much that I didn't get to see so much of him. I wanted to see more.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody from AEW is listening, book more QT Marshall so I can be able to see what he does.
Yes.
I mean, I can YouTube it, obviously, but I'd rather see the QT Marshall of today.
Yeah.
So I can also see where he came from, too.
I mean, he's in phenomenal shape. Like,
oh, yeah.
He looks better than what he used to, you know? But everybody has those fades. You know, they get to that point and then they get back up again.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, look at Chris Jericho. He's still going.
Mm-hmm.
He's still going.
He is like one of the guys that you can watch over and over for a promo. He is one of those guys you can study and be like, I can do something different. Like, you know, you can learn from
and
it.
He's one of those people where you watch him and you're like, you can't tell if it's a promo or if it's just him talking, because it's just like that no care attitude. Like, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm getting a lot of that out of AEW, where they don't really have like a script like feel.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a microphone. Don't
for
think.
It. Just go for it. Yeah. Say what you got to say.
And it just feels nice. It's nice to see that, and it brings more entertainment. I like on the fly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like moments where the story is, here's the story from A to B.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's that little road where it's 8.1. Where it's a little off-road. Still going towards B, but we're going with a little different of an angle.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that kind of stuff. And it's always entertained me with that. And the AEW just feels like it has a little bit of that in it.
And then look at the tag teams division they got, you know? They got a lot of guys that we know are phenomenal.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
for sure.
I mean, you got Private Party, come on. I mean, think about it. Where they started out, you know? Two guys.
Yeah, and I hear a lot of comparison between Private Party and Street Profits and how they have very similar
Styles.
gimmicks and styles, but truthfully, they're different, just all the same.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta watch them, and you'll see what I mean when I say that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the future, man. It's wrestling again, you know. It's a time for change.
Like I've been using a hashtag since the very beginning called #ChangeTheGame, and I live by that statement. #Be the change, because those two phrases mean a lot. Change the game means to me everything that we see in wrestling now. We need to take it to the next level. #Be the change means you're going to be the one of the people that makes that happen.
I like that. That's good.
It's
Good
my mentality from the beginning.
Good positive vibes.
Yeah, for a bad guy, supposedly have a really good attitude. If the kid that's listening that wrote me that paper,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Or Joe Hale. No kidding. Joe. Or Joe. No.
Joe's a good dude. He's actually one of the guys that helps me out a lot with getting through promoters and stuff like that. So, Joe, I know you're listening. Thank you very much, man. You're a good dude, and
always is.
Never change.
I'll probably see him tomorrow night at Down Point Wrestling.
Yeah, man, you guys enjoy that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Talk about me.
Huh? What's that?
I said, talk about me, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good show. They were bringing guys in. They're bringing guys from Ohio. It's insane. The guys that come in it's gonna be a good show. There's bringing like a young little kid who's like, I don't know how old he is, but he's been in IWA Mid-South for a long time and other promotions. So he's gonna go in the ring versus actually Drew Blood.
That's awesome, man. Like, hey, if any of those names, you got my information, send them over so I can scout them out and see what they do. I love watching a lot of these guys that are up and coming just to see what else is out there, you know? Like, I'm on the East Coast, so when people send me stuff from the West Coast side, it's a whole different kind of environment, different personalities. Heck, I'm in Jersey. When I see people from Ohio wrestling, it's a completely different thing.
Well,
I can only imagine.
I'm friends with the promotion, Kentucky's on Wrestling. I think you could make a trip sometime.
Hey, let me know.
Because I got the connections there with that company. Big time.
I even have to do a shout out to Heidi Katrina, like when she came out, the British Amazon. Like her style is just so unique to her. And it's something that I haven't seen, honestly, since China was in her prime back in the day. So it's really kind of cool to see another person with a whole other attitude. Sweetest person you'll ever meet, by the way.
Awesome. Awesome. But anyway, so what do we got coming up? What's the schedule like? What do we got?
Schedule for me right now?
December, right? Turkey.
Right now, November 9th is Turkey Slam at the MFPW. Out in Paulsboro, New Jersey, where the Prowl and myself are going up against Rico De La Vega, Congo, and Unstable with Carl Martin. And it's for every title that the Prowl has.
You have anything you want to say to him?
Dr. Martin?
And their team?
I simply want to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the last several months that you have not seen or heard anything I have done or said. We have had Unstable's number. We have shown you not once, not twice, but 3 separate occasions. And on November 9th, it'll be no different. So upgrade your treatment if you wish. I'm just going to show you my treatment works better.
And that's
all I got to say about that.
And feel free to plug away your social media.
Sure, not a problem. You can all find me on Facebook at Benjamin King. spelled exactly how it sounds, BenjaminKing. And my Twitter and Instagram handle is at Benjamin King MF. And that's where you can find me, guys.
And Monster Factory.
And,
we did.
yeah, you can find me at the Monster Factory, like,
Absolutely.
anytime.
Yeah. Hashtag
And
Monster Factory.
for all the people out there that might be considering booking me, you can find me at bdk.mfpw@gmail.com. Basically became my primary email anyways.
Well, Benjamin King, I want to say thank you so much for coming on tonight, and you good luck this coming show at the Turkey Slam, November 9th, or December 9th, whatever night, December 9th or November 9th, I don't know. My days are still screwed up in my head.
No problem, man. November 9th, Turkey Slam.
And we'll schedule another podcast soon. Fans, stay tuned.
I'll be happy to be there, man. I best see you there at Turkey Slam, bro.
All right, have a good night. Thank you.
You too, man. Have a nice night.
Mm-hmm. Fans, I want to say thank you so much for my guest tonight, Benjamin King, pro wrestling manager he's from the Monster Factory and a couple other promotions that he deals with, and guys, and much more. So check him out and go say hello to him at Monster Factory or a show near you. And fans, thank you for listening. Have a good night. Stay tuned. Check my schedule out. This Sunday, I will be talking to Warhead from Canada. I'm drawing a blank on what the promotion is again, but he will yell at me later. I can't think of it. Stay with a Canadian promotion, fans, so stay tuned for that. We'll be talking to him. And on Monday night, fans, stay tuned because I've got something real special coming. We're going to be talking to we're going to talk to the owner of Pro Wrestling After Dark, Chad Mines, and Standalone Wrestling, as After Dark Wrestling presents Friday Night Fights, November 15th, right here in Brick Township, New Jersey, at the PAL building. And man, that card is stacked to the limit, fans. You need to check it out. Be there in attendance because you got a lot of people on the card, and you have the Hall of Famer, the one and only, one of the Road Warriors tag team, the Road Warriors. You're gonna have Animal, and that's gonna be a great night, fans of wrestling. And the one and only Masada will be in the house, and Michael Elgin, and much more. Fans, have a great night, and stay tuned for the next Deathmatch Wrestle podcast.
Hey, wrestling fans, I want to mention Collar and Elbow. Collar and Elbow was founded on traditional values of professional wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product intended to connect with people on an emotional level. A symbiotic relationship where one cannot flourish without the other. We strive to create a product that embodies our passion for professional wrestling expressed through street fashion. Visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code DeathmatchRussellPodcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Collar and Elbow, where wrestling passion meets street fashion. You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media. DeathmatchRussell.com. Follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32. And on Facebook, Facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Find me on Podcast City Network at PodcastCity.net. Facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share. And on Twitter at PodcastCityNet. You can hear Deathmatch Russell podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.